Hey babe, welcome back to Absolutely Abstin. Today we are going to talk about two side hustles that are extremely popular, but that I would never, ever do. But first, my name is Asia Abstin. I am CEO of the Lux Life Academy, and I have taught over 3,000 students how to launch digital and passive income streams. Okay, so we're going to get into those two right now. I literally cannot wait to talk to you about this. Now, I just want to preface this video by saying I know that this is a hot take. I know that some of you are totally going to disagree with me, and that's okay because this is my video and I'm welcome to my own opinion, right? So, first up, the number one business that I would never ever do as far as a side hustle goes is Airbnb. Yeah, I know it's extremely popular. It's taken off like wildfire in the past few years, but yeah, there's literally nothing about it that I would ever touch with a 10-foot pole, and here's why. So first up, with an Airbnb, it's unstable income. You never know when your unit is going to be booked out. You can never guarantee that your unit is booked out. Sometimes you'll have a 3-day booking, sometimes you'll have a 3-week booking, and sometimes you'll go 3 months with no booking. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of unstable income. It's a no for me. Next up, there is a lot of cleaning involved. I'm trying to keep my own house clean. I'm not trying to keep another house clean. So you're either cleaning yourself all the time, which is not the highest use of your energy, or you're outsourcing that cleaning to somebody else, which means you are dipping into your profit. We don't want to do that. Why are we dipping into our profit? So another reason I'm not doing Airbnb. Third, it is time consuming. You as the owner or host need to be around and available to answer questions, whether that be on the platform, or I know some people give out their phone number. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't want to be available. So in that way, no. And especially like people have really high expectations when it comes to being hosted in your home or in your space. So no, that's just not right for me. And you need to be available to fix something. So if God forbid something goes wrong in the unit, guess who's in charge of making sure it's fixed? You have to be available to fix things or solve any problem that arises, and that's just not for me. Like if something goes wrong, you're the person responsible for fixing it, or you're the person responsible for hiring someone to fix it. And I could definitely see how that would impede on your life. What if you're at work? What if you're with your kids? What if you're on vacation? Doesn't matter, because you got to stop what you're doing and take care of business in that Airbnb. Next up, problematic guests. I don't think there's any way around it. There are just going to be some guests who refuse to follow the rules. And that might be the rules of the housing association. That might be your personal rules. Somebody's going to throw a party. Somebody's going to tear something up. Someone's going to complain. Someone's going to leave a bad review. I think that's just the nature of society at this point. And I just don't want to deal with that. So yeah, Airbnb is not for me. I know there are plenty of people who make plenty of good money on that platform. I just would never. I mean, that's why I prefer drop shipping. I can run my entire business from my laptop. I do not have to engage with anybody that's on vacation cutting up or just I don't have to be available to unclog a toilet or unlock a door. I don't want to do that. No, thank you. The money's too unpredictable for me. Give me drop shipping every single day of the week. And of course, if you want to learn more about the smartest, fastest, best way to get into e-commerce, I've got a free training for you in the description box, so tap in. Okay, now the second business that I would literally never get into if I wanted to make extra income, passive income, side hustle, or anything under that umbrella is Turo. And Turo is like the Airbnb for cars. So a lot of the things that I just said about Airbnb totally apply. Let's get into it. So first up is time. I wouldn't do Turo just based on the time it takes to run the damn side hustle. Like, you have to drive the car to the individual or have them meet you. So who's got time for that? And you don't want these people to know where you live, so you're probably driving the car to somewhere else that you then have to Uber or take the bus or something to get yourself back to your location. That's a lot of time, a lot of error, a lot of commuting. Not for me. Not only that, you have to do the maintenance on that car to make sure that your money-making vehicle is in operating condition. That takes a ton of time and a ton of money. You also have to fill the tank. You also have to take the pictures and update the listing, and you've got to wash the car, and vacuum the car inside and out. No, not for me. And people will they will treat your rental Turo car a lot differently than they treat their car that they pay for and that they drive. So I can only imagine the wear and tear that goes on those cars and the time it takes to keep them in tip-top condition so that you can continue to rent it out. And I can only imagine how much money that you're actually spending on maintaining the car and oil changes and brake fluid and just the day-to-day things that don't occur to us all the time because we're not driving our car into the ground. But the people on Turo, they're driving your car into the ground. You got to pay for that. No, thank you. That's eating into profit, and I do not like anything that eats into profit. So Turo's a no for me on that one. Next up is insurance. Turo cars can be insured through Turo, but you better believe that it's going to cost an arm and a leg, which is doing what? Eating into your profits. Or you can insure the car through your own insurance, but again, it's going to be astronomically higher as compared to a regular everyday use vehicle, because this is a business. This is all these new random people driving the car. So yeah, your insurance is going to be through the roof. No thank you. And when you live in a state like Florida, oh my God, I could not even imagine how high that car insurance is. No. Next up is peace of mind. You can't pay for peace of mind. It's literally priceless. And my peace of mind would be disturbed if I had a car on Turo, because this is a money-making asset. It's not just a vehicle for you to get back and forth. It is a money-making, literally, machine. And machines break all the time. People get in accidents every single day. Cars break down. Cars get broken into. Cars get stolen. So many factors go into having a car be available for a human being to then rent out from you. And all of those factors are taking money out of your pocket. So I wouldn't feel just peaceful, I guess is the only word I can really use to describe it, because there are just so many variables that you can't control. You can be the best business owner in the game. You can be the best Turo side hustler of all time, but there is nothing that you can do about the outside variables that go into keeping a car open and available for a renter. No, thank you. Not into it. Contrarily, in my dropshipping business, it will never shut down. There are no variables. It will never implode in a way that a Turo car can implode. As long as I pay my $29 a month for my Shopify trial, my site will always be in existence. The internet's not really going anywhere. So the peace of mind that I feel as a drop shipper, it's important to me, and I would never want to give that up for something that could just waver at any time because someone did something silly or simply just got into an accident. It's a no for me. That's not how I want to do, how I want to make my money. So one thing that doesn't really exist the same way for drop shipping as it does for Airbnb and Turo, it took work to launch my drop shipping business, but the majority of it was done up front. And once I kind of tweaked it and navigated and figured my way through things, my business is extremely, extremely passive. So you do a lot of work on the front end, but then you can do a lot of relaxing on the back end. And when it comes to the Turos and the Airbnbs, you've always got to update furniture. You've always got to update photos. You've always got to update the listing and reviews and maintain property or maintain the car. And I just don't want to do any of that. So again, I know that there's money to be made in Turo. I just don't want any of it. I'm good. And that is the beauty of freedom, right? To be able to choose what works for you and what doesn't. And I just would rather build a business that works for my lifestyle. But shout out to you. And actually let me know in the comments, if you run an Airbnb or a Turo business, let me know if my assumptions about how hard those businesses actually are a real thing. Are these valid concerns? Do tell. Or do you see these challenges and you still want to get into Airbnb and Turo? Do tell. Super, super interested to know. Now, if you want to learn more about the easiest, fastest, and smartest way to get into e-commerce, I've got a free training for you. We are going to get into almost 2 hours of teaching because I don't have enough time to talk about it on YouTube. So click the link in my description box to attend my free training. I cannot wait to see you in class and put you up on all this free game. And otherwise, that's it for me this week. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I appreciate you guys. We're going to continue this conversation over on Instagram. You know, I've got a lot to say and I cannot wait to get your feedback on Airbnb. Until next week, peace.
You better move, you might get knocked out.